Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be doing the guide for 5-4 Panicky Paddles on the 80% route. And in this stage we're going to be taking the secret exit. The secret exit in this stage requires that you fight an underwater current towards the end, so we're going to have to use either Dixie or Diddy. But in this stage I particularly like to use Diddy to finish it up. So we're going to see how Diddy finally manages to get the secret exit. It is possible to refill a heart with Dixie in this stage. Slightly tricky to return time sometimes. But it is viable, either Kong, whichever your preference is. One. This stage has some pretty precise platforming in it, so it will feel really satisfying to get all the tricks down. Definitely not a stage you want to fall asleep on. Very important not to lose your buddy Kong, or you will have to do the dreaded Jelly Jamboree. Jelly Jamboree is a bit of a joke in the community, in the sense that earlier in the history of this game, when we were all doing races together, someone inevitably would have to do the Jamboree. I never had fun doing the Jamboree. Don't be fooled by the name of the stage. There is no Jamboree to be had. Jelly Jamboree is about 20 seconds slower as a stage, not even that much slower. Oh boy. And here's the secret exit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. There we go. Ideally, you'd be able to get out of there within 6 to 7 thrusts. It depends on your execution of secret exits with Diddy. So as you can see with Diddy, your secret exit is done by doing rocket blasts that nudge you forward just the weeest of bits, and then you have to retain that positioning by using a corkscrew. So by switching back and forth between the rocket blast and the corkscrew, you manage to actually just barely make progress on the secret exit. Now the underwater section allows Diddy to catch up tremendously on Dixie, because of the fact that you have to wait a little bit for the barrel to get back on Diddy, and the fact that Dixie is better at secret exits. So at the beginning you notice that I'm jumping here to take this damage boost, and that's because if you try to roll through an enemy and you take a hit, it will cancel your roll, so you would have to start it back up again. So in order to retain non-stop roll speed momentum, you have to be jumping when you take damage. Otherwise you're going to start walking again. This is a change from the Return series where you could just mash through all damage. So you take a damage boost here, keep rolling, and then you tap left before you get to the Papa Penguin. And the reason why you need to is because if you try to roll through an enemy with a fishbone poker, it'll actually stop you no matter what, even if you're invincible. So you need to tap left slightly so that you'll just walk into him, and then you'll be able to slap the pad beneath him. And I am not using the rocket blast to simulate starting with Dixie. As you can see, the barrel is currently on Dixie, making it a difficult grab. You can choose to refill your hearts here with Dixie if you want to, but since you really can't afford taking another hit throughout the stage, it is really incredibly risky sometimes to go for this barrel, end up with Cranky by mistake, which means that you can't do the exit at all. This is the only barrel in the stage, and if you choose to ignore it and go with one hard Dixie, going through the rest of the stage without taking any damage is also a high pressure situation. So I'm going to roll jump to pick up Diddy, throw him at this enemy, and then I like to jump right around here, which allows me to bounce off of him up onto this platform. Rolling along with the platform while it's going forward is slightly faster. Slap through it by tapping left lightly, and then I want to do a nice reactive bounce to get over the enemies in front of me. Quick roll jump. I like to roll jump high over here so that I can position myself better. Now I may or may not land this trick, but what you're trying to do is the toucan that's right in front of me. I'm trying to actually make sure that I land just after him without landing on top of him. That would be the fastest. If you can manage to just barely land after him without landing on top of him. This also allows you to catch a certain platform that's coming up, but you're trying to land on the ledge without falling in the water. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. A nice deep jump after the last fourth bounce will land you just barely on top of this platform. Then you can roll across it, slap again, use Diddy's blast right there to get through the water section slightly quicker. Get as high as you can with this woohoo. This is a rare case where woohoo is useful because it propels you so much higher. Grab onto the vine and then start rolling. You'll always be able to make it underneath that, no problem. And then once you roll through this enemy, you'll see that another toucan is coming up. You can time your jump so that you jump up and then bounce off with him, or you can jump over him, so long as you're capable of making it over the gap afterwards. So I can do that. A couple more roll jumps right here. You should be on cycle to land on that second platform. If you stutter, then it will be too high for you to land on top of, so you'll just have to wait to catch the platform on its next up and down cycle. For this next section here, you're waiting for a bomb anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you manage to get the jump that I just did. But you want to make sure you're positioned right around here. And this is for one of my favorite throws in the game, this swag bomb throw, where you're just barely able to roll, jump, and throw it. It's a little tight positioning wise. Once it gets right around here, you can start your roll jump. You make sure that you press grab on the way up. This is pretty tight. If you're not grabbing it in time, you're either not pressing grab soon enough, you're not jumping soon enough, or you're not far back enough. Oops, or you didn't roll at all. You need to do a series of light hops there, and then in order to land on that platform right there, you need to make sure that you jump towards the left side of it. I used to mistakenly jump too late, and then I would roll past the plug because I wouldn't be able to tap left in time to catch up on it. You want to make sure you do a bounce into this barrel, and then right here you need to wait for the paddles to actually smack so that you can pass through, otherwise you'll hit it and die. If you die at this point, you won't be able to refill your buddy partner, and you're going to be really sad. So there's a special trick right here. For a while I wasn't sure what you had to do to correct your positioning, but I found that with some testing on this stage that if you hold down, you can actually fix your angle to start swimming correctly more quickly. Some of the runners were having problems where they would have to fight DK's direction because of the difficult angle that Donkey Kong has. If it's too sharp of an angle, you try to turn in the water, you'll just flail about. So just hold down and then you'll be able to quickly fix your positioning. Now, this underwater section is pretty annoying, but it's a lot easier with Diddy, which is part of the reason why I prefer doing it with Diddy. Doing it with Dixie means that you're going to want to corkscrew through the entire thing, but taking an extra hit will pretty much end your run right there. So what you like to do is stick to the top for the first berry on this section, and then you want to start immediately switching downwards to the next one. As you swim up, you're going to be going between two more berries, underneath another one, and then you want to go up immediately so you can get between that one. You can actually beat this one right here, go down, then back up, and then you're fine. That's the underwater section. With Diddy's Rocket Blast, you have so much more control of Diddy underwater than you do of Dixie, and you can get through that section really quickly. It doesn't even have to cause you any stress or worry. Now for this section right here, if you manage to do a woohoo cancel, and then you have some very precise jumps, you can actually get up onto that platform that's spinning right now. It is possible to jump onto it. It would save you about 2 seconds if you're able to do it. It's very difficult to get. You would basically have to woohoo cancel out of the water, and then you would have to just barely jump high enough to make all these jumps. And then as you get up here, you will only barely be getting up on that platform with enough time to jump. Sometimes you'll land on it and then fall because you were able to get there quick enough to land on it, not enough time to jump. Quick roll jump over here. Now, you saw how I just ledge hopped onto the platform right there. You actually need that to make it onto the next platform. So don't hover, make sure that you're jumping, because DK's full roll jump height will just barely make it up here. Again, right here. And then when this bird starts to come down is when I like to be able to jump over him, and you'll always barely be making it underneath him. If you think that you're going to get hit, especially if you're on one heart, don't bother. It's not worth the risk. But if you're a little quicker than I was, you can make it underneath that without getting hit. Just wait a second. Now you want to land right here on the middle of this platform, slap down, and then you're going to do 2 big thrusts downwards, and then 1 more to start your secret exit. So slap, 1, 2, thrust, corkscrew, thrust, corkscrew, thrust, corkscrew, thrust, corkscrew, thrust. And that's panicky paddles. Now you can practice this stage in time attack if you want. The secret exit is actually literally right before the actual exit. All you would have to do is, instead of slapping that pad to fall in the water, you would jump into the barrel, blast a couple times, and then you'd be at the end. So because doing the actual exit is faster, you're only saving time because of the fact that the next stage, Jam and Jams, is shorter than Jelly Jamboree. It's shorter by about half a minute, but you lose about 10 seconds taking this secret exit over the regular exit of Panicky Paddles. So go ahead and show this off again real quick, and I'll do it in the actual stage. Cycles are only slightly different at the beginning. It's got more to do with the barrel cycle and the toucan than anything. But honestly, everything else pretty much plays out the same in time attack. You want to be practicing the actual stage anyway, and especially with secret exit stages, you want to make sure you're doing the actual stage, because there are no secret exits in time attack. Just pretending I have Dixie, I would be doing the corkscrew if I were here. Refill on Diddy. And sometimes you don't make that jump, that's okay. More important to try and not take damage anywhere. 2, 3, 4, jump, roll, boost, corkscrew. Nice. It is possible to do that without hovering at all. Something that I've not really put time into practicing. It's pretty tight. Doesn't save you that much more time anyway. And if you feel like showing off, there's a little something you can go for. More bomb swag. Up, over, under, between, under, over, 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 under, over. Ah, darn it. Yeah, just always too late if you don't woohoo cancel. And you only barely have like the time to do it if you do. And that time I made it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, darn. Too ambitious. Always just keep doing as many as you can, as many as you need to anyway. But between 6 and 7 is the goal right there. So just keep doing it. Like, you can make it by the 7th thrust. It's just it's a little tight. Depends on how good you are at executing the secret exit with Diddy. So that is Panicky Paddles. I hope that this guide helped you out, and in the next guide we're going to be doing a stage that I actually rooted a long time ago, Jam and Jams. I actually came up with a very fun strategy that I can't wait to show off once again in this updated guide. See you next time.